Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host, Chris Dices, and we have a range of news here today. This is our very first long format news bulletin, so hopefully I don't completely make a mistake on everything. But the first piece of news is Shantae's 5's opening. That was done by Studio Trigger, and it looks fantastic. It's a short, cute little clip, and kind of makes me hope that there was like a TV show of it. I think it would be really cool if Ray Ford could, the studio that makes the games, could make that a possibility. I do like their games. I played one of the originals, I believe, on the Game Boy Color, and I played it on the Wii U and one of their games on the Switch. So check out this little short opening that was created, and tell me what you think in the comments.
Rise and shine, don't wanna work, I'd rather play. Shake my hips and whip my hair, it's a new day. Magic will blow, my heart yells, let's go transform and fly away. We will dance through the danger until the world is saved. Can't stop me now 'cause I'm Shantae.
So that was the opening to Shantae 5's game, which is fantastic. But we do have news on Nintendo trying to create the perfect controller. Now, I don't think there's such thing as a perfect controller, but this is what their thoughts were at the annual general meeting of shareholders, their Q&A session. Miyamoto talking about that sort of thing. And he goes on to say, Nintendo was the first to create the style of playing video games with a plus-shaped directional pad and additional buttons, which has now become the industry standard. It was also Nintendo that changed the original plus-shaped directional pad, which operated digitally in 8 directions, into the first analog input device that moves freely in all directions for the Nintendo 64. This too is now common. We are proud to have created a variety of user interfaces that has now become an industry standard. And as of now, in terms of accuracy and reliability, I believe this style is the clear winner. At the same time, I also believe that we should quickly graduate from the current controller, and we're attempting all kinds of things. Our objective is to achieve an interface that surpasses the current controller, where what the player does is directly reflected on the screen and the user can clearly feel the result. This has not been achieved yet. We've tried all kinds of motion controllers, but none seem to work for all people. As the company knows the most about controllers, we have been striving to create a controller that can be used with ease and that will become the standard for the next generation. So really they've been talking about creating the perfect controller and things like that. Shantae, one of the other developers, has been talking about this too. The hardware development team is also taking on this challenge related to controllers, but from all the devices born from this effort, only a handful will reach the consumer as products. As it goes on a little more with discussions. Then again, the conventional controller has slowly evolved from the original setup of a plus shaped directional pad with A and B buttons. For example, when you take aim in Splatoon, the action may seem conventional, but the motion sensor gives a wonderful feel to the operation. So even if things may look the same, we are steadily embedding new technologies and finding good ways to use them. One of Nintendo's strengths is that we do not just think about hardware, but constantly thinking about in conjunction with software. We'll continue to put in our best efforts in this area. So they're still working out, what's the best controller that's sort of a standard controller, but can also do all the motion controls at once. And that's very hard for people who are able-bodied, people with disabilities too, people who have different preferences and that. So it's a really, really big challenge for Nintendo. And hopefully they can make things work out of that. And in other news, Tetris 99 looks like to be getting a physical release. This is a little bit confusing for some because it is a free game, but you do have to pay for the online subscription mode in order to actually, download it and play it. But it looks like it will feature probably both of the download content packs. The second one is set to be coming out by the end of this year. There's no release date on that yet. It will also have offline multiplayer, which is very cool for those who taking their Switch out and about. and the retail release will be coming out in the next few months. There was an approval by the IARC back in January 2019, and there seems to be a bit of an approval in here in Australia. So who knows when that will come out. But be interesting to see those Nintendo collectors picking up the physical edition of it because, people love their collections and this will just add to their Switch collection. And in other news, Fire Emblem Three Houses will have 4 download content pieces. You can now pre-load it and pre-order it right now for its release for July the 26th. There will be 4 outfits if you pre-order it. It will come to $37.50, but apparently that's a better price than the last Fire Emblem game, which I believe was something like the $40, $50 mark. It was even higher than that, I believe. But my numbers are a little bit sketchy on that. But it seems like it's a better deal, and seems like a lot of Fire Emblem fans are looking forward to this game in the future. And we do have a little trailer piece to show off of a new game that I've seen called Lethal League Blaze, which looks like a pretty interesting game. It looks like it's a bit of a, as the game says, banging beats and mad style. Lethal League Blaze is the most intense ball game you can play, and it is coming to the Nintendo Switch on July the 12th, which looks pretty cool. So do check out the announcement trailer that we're going to show you right now.
Cause the beat is funky. Ain't nothing like a funky beat.
Sounds so funky to me.
Knocking down the house. Funky fresh beats.
I made that look good.
Hey-ya!
That was Lethal League Blaze coming out in the next few days, so do pop on to the Nintendo eShop in your country to discover that game. And that is basically it for the news from Nintendo Ninja News. Shantae 5's opening looks fantastic. Nintendo's quest for finding a perfect controller. News on Tetris 99 and Fire Emblem Three Houses. Seems like things are rolling along nicely for those games. And of course that trailer that you just saw before. So do subscribe to the channel if you like, and drop a like if you like this content. Hopefully the first try of doing this long format of news presentations. And that is it for me for now, and I shall see you next time.